Hi everyone and welcome to another video from Colour with Claire. Now I've had a ton of requests from you guys asking me if I can show you every single page I've ever coloured, and since I've been colouring for about four and a half years now, I don't think that every single page I've ever coloured is going to be on hand. For instance, a lot of books that I review I then pass on to family and friends or take to the charity shop if I'm not, interested in carrying on the book. So you're not going to be seeing every single one I've ever done, but I will be showing you an awful lot of books that I have in my collection and loads of pages, so get ready for this to be a really mammoth video. So without further ado, I'm going to start straight off, and we're kicking off with Imagimorphia by Kerby Rosanes. So this is actually the hardback edition, and I'm just going to go through and show you the pages that I've coloured. I'm not going to spend too much time on them because obviously we've got a lot to get through. So we've got the title page. It might be easier if I just do this because then I can see what I've coloured. I've not done an awful lot in this one, to be honest. Oh yeah, that was my son. My son started doing that. So I did this one, which is one of my colouring challenges. On the blog you'll find a list of colouring challenges, and one of them is to make sections and then colour them in different colours. So I did like a day and a night with circle sections on this one. Next up was this double page spread of the rhinoceros. I did that practice butterfly for a tutorial just recently that you'll find on my channel, and then this was one of the first pictures I actually ever coloured, and it's this beautiful rainbow bird. And I think that that's it for this book, so we'll move on to the next one. You could be here quite some time. Okay, so this is Imagimorphia, which is the next book in the series. Just going to flick through and see what I've coloured. There's no preparation in this video, as you can tell. Here's another section one that I did. So I basically just sectioned off some oblongs, some rectangles, and then coloured inside them. I would probably like to finish this with a monochrome, maybe in greys, so we'll see. And then I did this one here of Tutankhamun's mask. I think that might be it, actually. I've not done too much in these. It really surprises me, because I always think I've done more than I actually have. And then I just go and buy new books, so what's the point? Okay, so Mythology. I know that I've done more in this. So here's the first thing that I actually coloured with Caran d'Ache Neo colours. I did the entire thing in the Neos. Then there's this one here of the Medusa. We've got the Dragons of Fire and Ice, and this beautiful double page spread, which is amazing if I don't say so myself. I absolutely adore it, and I think that might be it. So if you want, I might actually go through and just tell you quickly what I've used to colour them with. So this is Phantomorphia, which is Kerby's most recent book, and I've only done one in this, and that is this spider here. And I think I used Prismacolor pencils. I can't really remember, but looking at the colours, yeah, I think they're Prismas. And that's the only one I've done in that book because I'm not really a big fan. Right, now we're moving on to this one here called Botanicum by Maria Trolle. So this is one of those kind of Swedish published colouring books, really good quality, always the same paper and everything. And I know I've only done one or two in this, so here's the first one. I think I did this with Gansai Tambi paints, I think, because it's got that sheen to it. And I did this one with mild liners, so it's been coloured with highlighters, which was a nice challenge to do. Moving on to the next, we've got Skimningstimmen, another one by Maria Trolle. And in here, again, I've not done very much. Did this one with the little fox. I think I did that with Tombow pens. That might be it. Yep. Why do I buy more books when I've got all of these pages to colour? It's ridiculous. Karovny Lohodnosti by Clara Markova. Done a couple in this one, I think. Where are we? Okay, so there's this one. I think this is the first one that I actually did, and I did that with, I don't know if they're Prismas actually, I can't tell. They might be Prismas. I'm sure I did another one. Yes, I did. Did this Northern Lights one. If you want to see the tutorial for this sky, you can go on my YouTube channel and it's all on there. And look at all of this wax bloom. It's definitely Prismas. And I think that's all I've done in this. Yeah. Next up is Clara's second book, which is Tenderful Enchantments. Maybe I should have like put little markers in this before I did it. Okay, so this is one that I've completed. I definitely did this with Prismas and I really like how it turned out. I'm not so fussed on the background, it looks a bit streaky, but hey ho, that's the only one I've done in that book. Now then, this is Dag Dromar by Hanna Karlson, and a lot of you may know that I have actually completed the entire book. Now I'm not going to show you all of these on this video because I already have made a full flip through on my channel. So if you want to go and see every single page of this book, go over to that video. I'll try and link it in the comments or description or whatever. I'll try if I remember. Okay, so the next book is Hanna Karlson again, and we've got Summer Nat or Summer Nights. So I've done these beetles here with their little gem, kind of glassy gem bugs. Also did this lady here with the tattoos. And that looks like that's it. Thought I did another one, but clearly not. Okay, next one is Magis Grinning, another Hanna Karlson. I'm really kind of embarrassed at how little I've done. I think that this was done with some sort of pastel because it feels kind of pastel-y, but I'm not sure what. Maybe I was just testing on that page. This is the first set of crystal cluster gems that I did with multicolours, and you can again get a bit of a speed colouring or a tutorial for that on my channel. This is the hourglass that I did with the Sakura Jelly Roll metallics, not metallics, the glittery ones, the Stardust. And I think that that's it. Next we have Tide Varv, the next in our Hanna Karlson books. I really need to do more colouring, guys, I'm shocked. As if I don't colour enough already. I'm sure I've done one in this. I really thought that I did. I usually colour one in every single book. I guess not. So that's Tide Varv. And then Smurkisnet, I don't know, it means jewellery box anyway. And I know that I've definitely done one in here because I'm not happy with it. I tried to make it look like a ton of keys and there's all little bits and bobs, but I don't like it at all. And I don't think I've done any others in that book yet. Okay, lastly for Hanna Karlson, if I can get it out from under this massive pile of books that I've put on top of it, is the Till Salmons, which is the larger artist edition book that is single-sided. So I'm practicing a skin tone there, which didn't turn out great at all, to be honest. And then I did this one, use some sort of paints, or was it inks? I think I used inks on the background, like water-based inks and Prismas. And I think that's the only lady I've done. Yep. Actually, I just saw one then. Oh yeah, that's another skin tone practice. Okay, next up we've got Amelia's Colourful Colouring Companion, which is by the beautiful Amelia. Oh my gosh, I've forgotten her name. I've even got her as a friend on Facebook and I've forgotten her name. I'm so sorry, Amelia. Amelia Gregory, that's it. So this is one that I've done quite a lot in. Now this is a really cool book because one side of it has already been done. This is the original art. And then it carries on, but this was all line art, so this was all blank. So I've tried to carry on the colour palette on the other side of the page. Sometimes it's worked out pretty well, sometimes not. Quite like that one. That one there, similar colours. Don't like that one at all. Markers are very streaky. Again, another streaky one. Not done that one yet. This is the next one that I did. Quite like the colours on this one. And might do that easier. Is that it? No, I did this one, and Amelia actually drew this herself, so I continued that one. I think that's a really good continuation of colours, actually. And I think that is it. Love that book. Okay, so next we're moving on to the Johanna Basford books. I have the Spanish edition, I think, of Secret Garden. Again, I've not done very much in this either. So here we've got like a double page, a little bit of a
continuation on from there and there. Kept the pattern and the colours the same. Well, the pattern's the same already, but I've kept the colours the same. A little bit of practice on that page. But yeah, need to do more colouring, guys. At least I did my nameplate. Next up, we have got Enchanted Forest, and this is the French version of Enchanted Forest, I think. I quite like having the foreign editions. It just adds a little bit of appeal to it, I think. And let's have a look what I've coloured in here. So here we go. I really like this one. This was my profile page picture on my page for ages because I really like how that turned out. Also love this one. I drew in all the little Disney characters sat on top of the tree. Again, another Disney one that I did. This was all pan pastel and Prismacolors, and then I drew in the two characters. Then got this one all done in silver and gold gel pens. Well, you know, silvery, glittery gel pens anyway. And this was like a practice that I did for a tutorial. Here's this one, very basic. This is quite a long time ago, a few years ago that I did these now. So obviously my skills have improved as I've been colouring. So some of these are quite basic, but I still really like them. So again, this is glitter gel pens, and that's it. Next book is Lost Ocean. Now this one I did the cover of. This is the English version, and I coloured the entire cover in alcohol markers, and I really like that. Didn't do the back, but I love how that came out. Now then, what have I coloured in Lost Ocean? So this one I did with Stat the Tri Plus pens. This one I used some paint sticks on the back and then Scravito technique to just scratch out lots of different waves. What else? That one was an experiment that didn't work out because you can see that I actually ended up ripping off part of the design, but it was going to be like a geometrical background pattern and it didn't work because the tape was too sticky. And then I've got my nameplate page. Next in Johanna's collection is Magical Jungle, another one that I coloured the cover of. Again, I've not done a lot in this, to be honest. There's that many books, I just cannot get through them all. This is one that I did, I think, with some watercolour pencils, because I can just tell by the look of the pencils that they're water solvents, water soluble. This one I did the background of this. It was a completely blank background with just the chameleon, and I decided to, chameleon, lizard, whatever, and I decided to put in the background of it climbing up, you know, like a block of flats. This is one that I put extra characters into. As you can see, there's loads of different Pokemon characters in here. I really like the addition of all the Pokemons, but I don't like how the background turned out. All the pastels gone a bit weird. Two little lovebirds. I think I did that one with Statler again. And then this is one that I started but never finished for some reason. And then we have the nameplate. Really like that nameplate, actually. Next up is Johanna's Christmas, another one that I coloured the cover of. So you can see, did this in alcohol markers. It's really nice. Now this is the one-sided book. So this is the fireplace scene that I did a tutorial for. So you can find a PDF step-by-step tutorial of how to colour this, including the marble fireplace and the flames and all sorts. This one I really love as well. It's the snow globe, and it's the first time that I really coloured snow properly, and I liked the way it turned out of how I created the kind of snowy snowdrift look of it. And I did these 4 nutcrackers. I think I did that last year, actually. Quite nice how they turned out, but they could probably do with the background. Also coloured this polar bear sat on top of a glacier. And yeah, so this is the Christmas tree with some presents that I drew in, and then the Christmas wreath. Now this one I was practicing with some of that stuffed deco foil, I think it's called. Next up is, of course, Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. So I'm sure you've all seen all of my pictures that I've done in this because it's most recently that I've coloured them. We've got a cute little pastel heart.
we have got the beautiful colour along that we all did together with Polychromos pencils on my channel. I think it was an 11-parter. You can still go and do that if you want to. All the videos are up on the channel. This is one that I'm working on at the moment, so this is very much a current work in progress. This one was all done with dots. I did that with fine liners, so everything has all been coloured with tiny dots. That was fun to do. Again, this one, Staedtler Ergosoft, I think I used to colour this. It was the first one that I coloured in the book, if I remember rightly. This one, I used some Colero Gold paint on the outside, a little bit of kind of Inktense or watercolour pencil of some sort, and then Prismacolors. Sometimes it's hard to remember what you actually used. This one was another colour along that I did. I think that's a 10-parter, and it's still on my channel if you want to go and do that. And then I sort of tried to match this one up a little bit. This is the butterfly that I absolutely love how it turned out. Did it with Polychromos. This is the Wonder Room that I did with Prismacolors. It took absolutely forever. And then of course my nameplate page and a little signature from Johanna there. So that concludes the Johanna Basford ones, apart from the artist editions, which will be coming up later on in the video. Okay, so now we move on to Jasmine Becket-Griffith. So this is the first book. Here's one that I did, Hawaiian Volcano Fairy, and I did that with Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. If you want to pause the video at any time just to have a look at things closely, you can definitely do that. It's just I'm trying to get through as many as possible. This is Captain Molly Morgan. Again with alcohol markers. This was practicing skin tones for my skin tone tutorial, and I think that's it. So her next book is the Halloween colouring book. This is one that I just did just the other day, so you will have seen this on my Instagram, on my YouTube, pretty much everywhere. I post my pictures everywhere. Sure, I've done another one in here. That's odd. Oh, hang on. There we go. So I did this trick or treating page. Again, I think I used alcohol markers on this. Yep, looks like I did. And a bit of pastel for the background. And then Jasmine's third book is, of course, the Mermaids colouring book. And I have just recently done a few from this, actually. So this is the one I did just the other day with my Pinks challenge to colour everything in shades of pink. Again, all these videos are up on YouTube. If you're interested in watching how I did it, you can just go up and see the videos. If I say to you that I did it for a challenge or something on the channel, then you can definitely go and find it. This is Seashell Princess. I think that was the first one I did in the book. I don't think I've done any others. Just quickly have a skip through. No. Okay, next up we have the Beauty of Horror series by Alan Robert. So all of you know how much I love my horror. This is one that I did fairly recently as well. Did it with Prismacolors, and I did put a tutorial on the YouTube channel for the brick background if you want to find out how to do that. Another one with Prismas, this one here. Then we have this one which I just did with the Staedtler Tri-Plus pens, I think. I don't particularly like it. I don't know, I was just messing around with the pens, I think. And then this one here was the first one that I completed from the book. I think I did it with Tombow pens, and yeah, I really like it. I think that it does need a background though, so I'll have to work on that. And then I just coloured in all of these lost items on this page. So now there's the Beauty of Horror 2, Giuliano's Creepatorium. Let me just make sure I'm not missing out any pages. So this was my absolute favourite that I coloured from this book because I love, love, love horror films, and obviously The Shining is one of the best horror films ever. So I loved doing this picture of the Grady twins, and I tried to keep it as closely matched to the actual scene in the film as I possibly could. Colour-wise, I even added in the rose wallpaper because this was completely blank, and just tried to match it up as best I could. This one is the 3 skull children in front of the mirror. Again, Prismacolors, and then the background I added all of these skulls. This one I did with Inktense pencils. Again with Prismacolor, this one here, Giuliano with the gramophone. This one I think was one of the first ones I did in the book, if not the Grady twins, it was definitely this one. And I think Alan Roberts' daughter, or his niece or somebody, I think it might be his daughter, actually thought of the idea for this page. So I think he was really, really pleased to see it coloured. So I think it probably was the first one that I did. And I think that's it. Yeah. So, Beauty of Horror 3, just been released. Let's see what we've done in here. Not a lot so far. I think more towards the end of the book. Where is my page? I know I've done a page in here. Here we are. This is Whack-A-Soul. It's like a whack-a-mole game, and it's got the clown, it's got the ghost. I really like how the ghost came out because it kind of looks 3D. Just used a bit of grey on the edges really, and made sure to keep the very, very edges white to give that 3D effect. So you know I'm going to be doing more in that book because I just love, love, love horror. Now then, we're moving on to kind of older books now. This one's called Min Mandala, and it's by Maria Lundgeld, who is another sort of Swedish or Scandinavian of some type. Sorry, my geography is awful. And she used to do a website called Black White Mustard, and she used to release a page every single Wednesday, and then she got published and made it into a book. And these are all mandalas that are themed. So for instance, we've got this one here, which is themed by light bulbs, lamps. This one features loads of sweets and treats and things like that. That's a cooking one, so there's blenders and pots and pans. This is a sewing one. Yeah, so this is one that I did for a comparison. So I split it into sections and used different pencils to compare them together. And yeah, I don't know whether you can still get this book. This came out quite a while ago, so I don't know. Vivi Soka en Van is one, again, by Maria Trolle. I think it means Vivi's found a friend. And I don't know if I've done too many in this one. This one's obviously a work in progress. I actually forgot about this, so I'll have to continue that. And then this one here, which I did with pens, some sort of pens, maybe Tombow, and a pan pastel background. There we go. This is Sagorich by Emily Lydhall Oberg. This was her first book, and it's absolutely beautiful. And what have I coloured in this book? Here we go. Yes, so I did this this one here, which is like a little Polaroid of a couple snuggling together, and I don't think I've done anything else in this book. So the next one is From Holland with Love by Masha Vandenberg. And if we just flick through really quickly, because I'm so conscious that I'm not even anywhere near close to the middle of my books. This is one that I tried to do it in this kind of china colours. I don't know what you would call it. I'm sure you'll let me know. Now then, we're moving on to Millie Marotta, another one that I haven't done as much as I really want to do. Look at that, that is a testing page and a half, isn't it? Yeah, so I've not done a lot in here. My mum coloured that rooster. I let her borrow the book for a bit. I think one of my kids did that one, and I did this one. Again, this was kind of very much right at the start of my colouring journey. I've done this whale, did this chameleon with, I think, Aquarello pens, did these giraffes with the Statler Tri-Plus fine liners, and I think that is it for that one. Next up, we've got Tropical Wonderland, and I don't know if I've done too many in here. I might have just done the one. Yeah, so again with the Aquarello pens by Fabricolor, you can see that I've done this bird in the nest, and then I did this guy here, which is like a raccoon or a lemur or something. Yep, that's it. I'm so glad that you guys have actually requested this and it's not just me doing it, because by now I probably would have given up thinking that you were going to be totally bored watching this. Yeah, this is Wild Savannah. Looks like, oh yeah, here we go. So I did the lion and I did this in Posca pens. So didn't bleed through or anything, so that's a really good choice for that kind of book. Next, Curious Creatures. here we go, right at the very end. That's the one I coloured with Tombos again, I think. Finally, Beautiful Birds and Treetop Treasures. This is one I did when I tried to do the bokeh background, but it didn't quite work out. But I do like the little gold trails that come off of the bee or whatever it is meant to be. Okay, so that's that one. So we've got Romantic Country, which is the first in the series of 3 by Eri. And I know that I've done a few in this. So this one was done completely with paint, as you can probably tell. It was done with the Gansai Tambi paints. We've then got this one here, which I did with was it Polys? I think Polychromos, I think. You see that? There we go. This one was done with Prismacolor. Again, if you want a Galaxy tutorial, go on my channel. And another tutorial you might want is the rainbow sky background, which I did here. You can go on the channel and find that. I think that's it for that book. Romantic Country, the second tale, is the second book, obviously. And what have I done in here? Oh, I've definitely done a page in this book. But where is it? Right, this is really annoying now because oh, here we go, look. I should do this at the start, this will help. There we go. So again, lots of crystal clusters and multicoloured things, and I really like the colour of the lake or the whatever it is. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Now then, where have I put Romantic Country 3? Bear with me, guys. Here we go. So I'm actually colouring this one at the moment, which is why I've got it out and about. This is Romantic Country 3. What did I say I was going to do? Try and do that so I can see the page. Yeah, that didn't work, did it, Claire? Let's try it from this way. Here we go. Okay, so that's the one that I did with Prismacolors. This paper is kind of weird with Prismas. It's very, very smooth. So it's quite difficult to get a result. And this is one that I'm doing at this very moment. So I was doing this morning. And then there's that one as well, which is inside the ship. And I think that that's it. Okay, next up we have got Zemlja Snova by Tomislav Tomic. So I've done a little bit on the front there, not too much, just messing about I think with testing the pens. And then one here that I did with some form of watercolour pencils. I can't remember what it was that I actually used. And then this one here I used Calero paints for the door. And I think some sort of markers, probably Statler Tri Plus I think for this one. We then have his second book, Villain San. Have I done anything in here yet? I don't think I have started it. But lovely book anyway, signed there by Tomislav. Next up we've got Calm Waters colouring. This is the Mythology version. Just making sure I don't miss anything out. This is what I did when I was practising with the brand new Spectrum Noir metallic pens. So that's Valkyrie. We then have this one again that I was just practising flowers and leaves on. Sometimes I use books as just practice for tutorials, so they don't always get finished. This one here is one that I did not too long ago with Black Widow pencils. And then I think this one is the last one, the Leprechaun, which I did with Polychromos pencils. I really love that one. Here we've got Hem Lejuva Hem, again by Emily Lydhall Oberg. This is like a poster book, an artist edition. Done Home is where my pencils are. Did the pencils bit in Sparkle, I don't know if that's showing up, and the rest of it in alcohol markers. And that's it for that book. Here we go with those artist editions again. So this is Johanna Basford's Lost Ocean. Now, can't actually remember doing anything. Oh yeah, of course. So this is one that I did just the other day for my using all my blue art supplies video. So see, that's how bad my memory is that I just forgot already. Now we've got the Enchanted Forest Artist Edition. Where are you? Come on. Right, here we go. This one was done, I think, just with normal Staedtler pens. And then this one I really love. That was done with polychromos, I think, and then I used a black pen to completely black out and silhouette the owl and all the plants and stuff. And then I went over all of the lines of the owl with a silver metallic pen. So I really liked how that came out. I think that that is it. And then we have the Secret Garden Artist Edition. This one's kind of falling out. This is gem bugs that I did. And all of the wings have got really nice, very mildly glittery pen on them. I can't remember what I used there. And this one, again, this one probably would have been Prismacolors as well. I always get mixed up between the two. Now we have another sort of card kind of book. This is called Faglar and Fajalia. Probably said that wrong. It's by Nadia Wedding. And again, I don't know whether this is one that's still being sold. It's quite a while since I had this book. This is the one that I coloured, used alcohol markers on it. And I've not done anything else in this book. This one is Creepy Christmas by Mr. Sam Sheeran. And I know for a fact that I have coloured the Krampus. Here he is. And I don't know if I've coloured anything else in here. I don't think I have. I only cracked this out at Christmas time, so don't get a lot of chance to do it. This one is Spirit and Fantasy by Michelle Tracy. Now I know that I've definitely done one in here. But because this is a colour book as well, it's half colour, half line work, so it might be difficult for me to find the one that I've done. Now, here we go. So that was the original, and this is the one that I did. I made it into a kind of an alien. And that's the only one I've done in that book. Then we have, there go the pile of books. Then we have Blanduglo, no idea. This is by Tina Wallin. Now in this book, I remember doing a lovely wreath. Here we go. Beautiful wreath, and I made every single centre of the flowers into little gemstones. Again, Prismacolor pencils. This one I started but did not finish. And that is that. I'm just going to sling that on the floor now, seeing as the whole pile is upended. Here we go, we've got Tanglewood Collector's Artist Edition. This is by Jessica Palmer. And this is one that I did, I think, again with those Fibricolor Aquarello pens. Quite like that Rainbow Forest. I think that's it. See, a lot of the times when I get books in for review, I'll do one page, and if I really, really love the book, I'll do more. But if not, I just always make sure that I do one page so you can see it coloured. Now this is called Colouring is a Form of Happiness by Flo, and this came out ages and ages ago, so I don't even know if it's available still, because it's actually part of a magazine chain. And I definitely have coloured in this. It's just a matter of finding it. There we go. So I think I also did that with alcohol markers of some sort. Yes, because it's ruined the back. And then we have Everything's Falling. My Colourful Town by Chiaki Ida. And I've done one in this book because I distinctly remember doing it. It's this double page spread here, again with Prismacolor pencils. We then have Chiaki Ida's second book, which is My Colourful Room, or My Dream Room, something like that. And I think the one that I coloured is right at the back, if I remember rightly. Here we go. So I've not even finished it. Again, it's just one that I've started to colour and forgot all about. Now we're moving on to some Hanna Lynn books. This is Mermaids, Fairies and Other Girls of Whimsy. And a lot of Hanna Lynn books I actually use as practice books. So obviously this is a tutorial that I did for mermaid hair, neon hair, and then I was just messing around with the skin tone because I'm really kind of find it difficult to do darker skin tones. Again, practicing a skin tone there. This is the first one I ever completed of Hanna Lynn's. Really like how that turned out, looks very vintage. And I also added titles to the books of some of my favourite storybooks. Then we have another bit of practice, another neon mermaid hair tutorial, skin practice again, skin again. If you want to look for all these skins, by the way, and find out how to do them, you can go on my channel and look for the video that is called How to Colour Skin Tone. So that's that one. We then have Tattoo Darlings by Hanna Lynn. So there we have, again with the mermaid neon hair tutorial, but I managed to colour the whole thing this time, clap clap. Then again another, this was when I was showing you that gesso actually stops alcohol marker from bleeding through. See how it completely stops? That's just with a layer of gesso. So again, you can find that video on my channel. It's called Alcohol Marker Hack or something like that. Skin tone that went wrong and mermaid hair again. Another practice. And I really like this one on the motorbike. Did that with Spectrum Noir Colour Blend pencils, I think. Next up is Enchanted Halloween, and I don't think I've done anything in this book yet. Oh! So I was practicing if I could do hair with paint. I can't even remember what paint I used on that though. But no, I haven't used, I haven't done any of those pages yet apart from that one. This is Hanna Lynn's Fairy Tale Princesses. So here we go with Cinderella. Did this not long ago. Isn't it funny because I colour a lot in front of the TV and I can remember exactly what I was watching on TV when I coloured it. This is the first one that I did with alcohol markers. This is Rapunzel. And I think that's it. Next up we've got Whimsical Wonders by Julia Spiri, another book that I got quite recently, and this is the only one that I've done in it so far. Again, with Prismacolor pencils. Right, next one. You just see I'm hammering through this. This was a book that I got made by Coloured Moments. It's got 5 pages of line art that is my family, so photographs that I sent in, and then they printed them out as line art, and then I coloured it, and this is the one that I actually coloured, came from a family portrait. So if you go and look for the review of that, you'll see the original photo. Here we go, Sagorich Sagna. This is by Emily Lydhall Oberg, and this is my #1 all-time favourite colouring book. So I'm trying to work my way through this page by page. So here is the title page. Did this with Prismacolor. The next page, again, with Prismacolor. This one is a work in progress. I did this for the fur tutorial, how to colour fur, as you can see here, which again is a video on the channel. Did this one, and I've not finished it yet. I don't really like it, to be honest, so I'm trying to put it off. Did this one quite some time ago. Santa, did that one ages ago as well. I love this Winter King. I love the teal and the very light mint green against the purple. Did this one with, I know the background was Inktense. I think the main thing was Prismas. And again, there's that fur tutorial that I did. This is one that I did with Prismas. Again with Prismas. Pretty much all of my colouring is done with Prismas, to be honest, guys. This one though is done with Pablos, and it's the only picture I ever coloured with the Pablos before I returned them because it was just a really bad experience. It was my fault, to be honest. I should have bought open stock to try them out, but I did not get on with those pencils whatsoever, so luckily they didn't have too much use. This is Prismas and Prismas. This one is Dough and Inktense. Again, there's a tutorial for those crystals if you're interested. And this one again with Prismas. And I think that's it so far. Are you super proud of me for actually colouring more than 1 page in a book? Okay. So I've actually decided that I'm going to end this video there and make a part 2, possibly part 3, because it's just getting a bit long now, and I'm pretty knackered actually from running backward and forward to the bookshelf, which is over the other side of the room with a massive armful of very heavy books. So I will be continuing this in another video, part 2, so look out for that very soon when I've got my breath back and I can be bothered to do it again. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing pictures that I've coloured so far, and let me know in the comments what was your favourite. Alright, see you soon, thanks for watching.